What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson, and this is another episode of You Guessed It. Yes, let's take a walk. I hope everybody had a great week. I definitely did. But now I'm here at the most favorite part of the day of my week, rather, and that's doing this and sitting down with you guys. Tonight, just like every other time we are on here, we have an amazing, dope guest on the platform. Tonight is no different. We have Miss Frances Armstrong on the platform. She is a business owner. She's a stylist. She's a entrepreneur. She's a boss in every right. And as you can see, she's a model as well. She's a supermodel as well. Um, um, when I
Ooh.
saw her page, I definitely was impressed by her story and her movement, and I definitely felt like she was somebody that deserved to be and needed to be seen on this platform. For those of you who may not be familiar with Miss Armstrong, I'm going to give her a moment to kind of reintroduce herself and just give a little background to who she is and some of the things that she has going on. So, with that being said, Miss Armstrong, it's on you.
Yes, I'm Frances Armstrong. I am the owner and stylist and makeup artist here at Salon 403 here in Newport News, Virginia. I am a product creator and of two product lines, makeup line and a hair care line. And I don't know about that supermodel stuff you talking about. I don't know. uh, but
You know, you know.
yes, I am, yes, I am a business owner. Um, I hold a master's degree in business administration, and yeah, I mean this. I mean, I can go down some lists, man. This is a lot that I done dabbled in over the times. Ooh, man.
I heard that. So,
Yeah.
again, I want to thank you for coming on because I know you're super busy. I know you probably had an exhausting day, so I really thank you for taking a moment to sit down with us tonight.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So let's start from the beginning. Like, when did you start? Thinking that you could be, this amazing stylist, hairstylist, makeup artist, salon owner. Where did it begin? Where did it start?
It started when I was a child, honestly. I started just playing around in hair, and then it became like a necessity. You know, I had to learn how to do hair, and then I realized, okay, I wanted to do more than just do hair. I like the entrepreneur side of the beauty industry, and I wanted to dabble into that. I wanted to veer off in that aspect. So, um, yeah, I like to be able to create a path of my own, really. So, yeah, it started when I was a
Absolutely.
child. And when I say as a child, I'm talking about like, I say like elementary school age. I mean, 6 years old, I was sitting over there braiding hair on my dolls and stuff. My mother taught me how to braid. And then my grandmother taught me how to use a pressing comb and the Marcel curling irons. And I mean, 25 plus years later, I'm still doing just that. So, and they're not even
I know
hairstylists,
that.
they're nurses.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. That's amazing. Um, you brought up, a good point. Like there's a there's a stigma that, especially women of color have. Oh, all they can do is um be nurses. They gotta be nurses or they gotta, no slight to the profession because it's a great profession. I definitely respect it. But to go,
Oh, yeah.
this different direction, especially when your family is doing something totally different. Um,
Hmm.
was the support there when you decided to ultimately go into this career? What was your family's response to that?
Yeah, they were very responsive. I mean, some of my first guinea pigs was my family members. I mean, my mother and I mean my sister. Shoot, my sister. It, I mean, I think to this day, the reason why she don't really fool with hair too tough because I was always doing her hair. And once
Mm,
I stopped. Yeah, once I stopped braiding, like I would braid hair. Like that's what I would do. Like I would braid hair all the way up until I became a mother, honestly. And she was just like, man, forget about it. I'm just gonna lock my hair up. That's what I'm gonna do. So I mean, she has beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful, like really, really beautiful. But yeah, they were very supportive, very, very supportive. I mean, um, they were excited about it, and really, they were like, whatever I put my mind to, they taught us whatever it is that you put your mind to, you can do it, but make sure you do it well, do it right.
absolutely,
You
absolutely,
know, yes,
absolutely. So, I mean, you are in a very, a very busy field. I say busy for lack of better words. I mean, you got a lot of, I don't want to say competition, but you have people doing some of the same things that you're doing. What is the climate like in this industry? I was talking to a young lady. Shout out to Tashima Granby. She was telling
yes, yes.
me,
I know her. Shout out to Tashima.
yeah, I was talking to her about hair, about the wigs and the sew-ins and stuff like that, and she was telling
Hmm.
me how kind of cutthroat it can be, especially when you talk about finding the quality hair. It's almost like this is she said it's almost like the drug game because you're trying to find that plug for the right, the right quality of hair. So like what is
Yes,
that like for you? Is that something that you are involved in too? So can you
I
can you tell me what
totally
that's like?
agree. Yeah, no, she nailed that. Like it totally like I mean, even to this day, I just came from Atlanta for that very reason.
Mhm.
It's for like finding a reputable plug, just someone that you can rely on for quality stuff. So it's yeah, it can be cutthroat, it can be shady. I mean, because it's so much out there. It's so much out there. But yeah, she's absolutely correct on that one. Hmm. Hmm.
When
Woo.
in this industry, you guys are kind of like you guys are kind of like not just hairstylists. You can be just like in the barbershop, you can be pastors, counselors, psychiatrists, uh you name it. Financial financial consultants, that whole thing. What's
Everything.
that like for you? What is that like for you? Because like not only are you dealing with a person's hair, a lot of times, especially when you have repeat clientele, loyal clientele, you got people's lives in your hand. Like they tell you some of their deepest, darkest secrets. They tell you about some of the things that they're actually experiencing in their life, and these things. Just like I said, just like a pastor or a psychiatrist or a counselor, you see a lot of things, or you hear a lot of things, and you probably see a lot of things too up close that a lot of people don't get to see. How is it a challenge for you not to take that home with you? And how do you navigate that? With people telling you secrets and people, going through certain things, and then you got to go home, with that on your mind, and you got to sleep on that. How do you navigate that?
You have to understand that first, it's a business, and you can't take
Hmm.
everything. You try not to take everything personal. So and do your best to try to not internalize so much. And yes, you run into so many different types of clients and different needs, and some of them may not even need their hair done. They just need just a session, like a therapy session sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just understand that this is part of the business, and that's you have to leave it there. Try to learn how to separate business from personal. When I go home, I'm cool. It used to be where I would go home and then I'd be sitting up there thinking of a hairstyle or a certain way on what I can do, and okay, but what could I to do better, and blah 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 and yada yada yada. And then I'm like, you know what? You do the best that you can when you're there every single time.
Right.
You leave your stuff outside the door so that way you go in there with a clear mind. Don't go up in there
Right.
with the drama in there, because they gonna come with the drama, and just understand that, okay, Wusa, this is not you personally. It's something that they may be going through, and just work through it. You there to provide a service. And sometimes I do be
Right.
joking at times. I'm like, man, hairstyles need to be on insurance policies. We need to be on riders, just like doctors and dentists and counselors, because we sitting over here
Right.
like after they finish going to them, then they come to us, and we sitting over
Right.
here like we have to. I guess some of them expect for us to kind of decode everything that they're saying, and it's like, man, we here. I'm here to do hair. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
to answer to just after a while, when you've been in it so long, you learn to leave it right where it is. Just leave it right there,
Mhm.
and you go home with just give yourself time to just digress, regress, and just separate, just settle down a little bit and just cool out and woosah, take a shower, go to bed, we can do the next thing. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That is amazing. So
it's a separation. You gotta learn to separate it, and don't internal. It's hard, but after a while you'll understand, okay, you know what, this is business. Let's keep this business. And that's part of the business. You
so
you in a personable business is what it is.
right, right. So how long have you been in business?
I've been in business on my own almost 20 years. Technically
Okay.
18 years.
Got you.
hmm
Got you.
18 years on
So
my own, but in this industry, it's been over 25 years.
got you. So if you could name one thing, right? What would you say
Mhm.
is the biggest change in the industry since you started? What would you say is the most pronounced, or the most, if you can name one thing, what would be the biggest, what has been the biggest change in the industry since you started?
The salon suites, I understand the plus side of it, and I also understand the minus side of it. Yeah, it's the salon suites. It's like the teamwork, the collaborations, the camaraderie, the free education and mentorship, and all of that us stylists and barbers can gain from being in a salon setting or a barber setting is not there when you're on your own. But
Hmm.
I understand why they go on their own too, because of the lack of professionalism, if you will, that are in some of the salons and some of the barbershops.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's a whole lot of bosses. It's a lot of bosses, and I tip the hat to them. It's a lot of bosses, but not everybody wants to be. Not everybody want to be an Indian before they become a chief. If you
Right.
understand what I'm saying.
As a matter of fact, yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, it trips me out sometimes how people can watch a thing, right? And it's not just hairstyle, and it's like pretty much any industry. Like you watch a person on TV or something, and it looks so easy on TV. You watch the person
Hmm.
do it, and you feel like, man, I can do that. And so many people literally come in off the street trying to start things because they saw it, on YouTube or they saw it,
Right.
TV or whatever. That's
But
crazy.
they don't see the back end of it. They don't see how many times they may have rehearsed. They don't see what they done edit out.
Right,
What they done put in. I mean, you looking at a 5 minute to a 20-second video.
right.
What
Facts.
what's everything in it? What's the all the in betweens is what you
Right,
really need to be looking at. Like
right,
I would say a color, for example. Like how long did it actually take that person to do that color? It didn't take them an hour.
right, right.
How many sessions did it take for them to achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve? Something like that. How long did it actually take for that barber to, you know, do that cut?
Right.
That ill cut, especially when they're using units and stuff. How long did it actually take for them to do it? It ain't take them no 5 minutes. I can tell you that. I can
Right,
tell you that much.
right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a trip. With technology, the new technologies, and we talking about like social media and all these different things, Instagram, and we see all these different ways to present ourselves.
Hmm.
Um, how how involved are you? Like, how much education do you get? Like, do you find yourself having to constantly research different styles, different ways to do hair, different, what I'm saying, different products to use? Like how is that tough for you? Like just trying to keep up with everything new, especially being in the game for as long as you have, you get into a groove and you find your way of doing things, and then you find out, oh, this new wave of something has come up or whatever. And so now you gotta learn this new style or this new way of doing things. Like, is that a challenge for you?
Um, no, not in a sense because I've always been a student
Mm,
to the craft, and you can't be so big that you're not willing to learn
hmm
and relearn.
mm.
You know what I mean? Because there's some things you relearn, like finger waves. Like we did that at cosmetology school.
Right,
But things come and go. So to learn and relearn, you can't be so big that you aren't willing to learn. So I'm always learning and looking at things. It's just what of those things that you are learning can you apply to what you're doing, your brand, and you stick with that because you can't do everything. You may be
right,
familiar with everything, but you can't really do everything. You will burn yourself out and if they're trying to do any and everything.
right.
Like I mean that you can I mean, you could be a jack of all trades, but a master at none, or you could be a
Yeah,
master at one or a master of some and stay in that lane.
right.
And that's what I do. I stay in that lane. But yeah, I'm familiar with quite a few things out there. And sometimes they will rename some of the techniques that has been done 20 some years ago. They may call it something
hmm
else. So that's where the
Right,
relearning comes in. So nah, it's not
right,
it's not too
right,
difficult. It's not too get difficult if you're always a student to your craft.
right. So tell me on a personal note, like doing all that you do and experiencing all the things that you've experienced. Like if you had to name one thing, what have you learned about yourself personally that maybe you didn't know about yourself prior to going into this? If you could name one thing, what's one thing you learned about yourself?
Going into what I'm doing now, or what I'm
Yes.
doing, like
Yes.
cosmetology.
Mhm. Yes. I mean, just everything that you're able to do in this build in business realm, in the business realm, in the doing the hair, the makeup, everything. Being an entrepreneur and being a businesswoman,
Hmm.
um, at this point in your career, like, what would you say is the thing that you've learned about yourself that you might not have known about yourself before going into it?
Whew. I can say I lean more towards the business side.
Mhm.
I'm more of I'm more of the I'm more of the business person. I've learned about myself. What I learned about? Ooh, that's a good question. What I learned about myself. Um, I'm way more ambitious than what I had thought I was years ago. And I realized that I was in my way a lot of times, overanalyzing.
Mhm.
I overanalyze a lot, and I realized that it's more of the business side of what it is that I do that I'm more intrigued on.
Hmm. Okay.
I tend to lean a lot more on like the things that isn't really talked about when it comes to business and in this business.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. The not so fun stuff.
Mhm. Well, I mean, yeah, you got to deal with it. Yes, that's amazing. You got to deal with it whether you want to or not. Um,
Mhm.
when you look at a person, they come in as a kind of like a ball of clay, and then you just kind of mold them into whatever. Um, just I kind of said it earlier, but you literally like in some cases you literally hold people's life in your hands. You know what I'm saying? And by the time you're done, they look in the mirror and they see a totally different person. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They may feel more confident. They might feel, they might have came in depressed, but now they feel like they can conquer the world. Like they might have felt unattractive, but now, they feel like Beyonce or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for you, I mean, what does that do for you when you see your finished work and you see that person, really happy about what you've done, and now they're facing the world with something that you created? Like, what does that do for you? How does that make you feel?
And I feel like Wonder Woman. I feel like, yeah, we did this. Like we accomplished that, like that's the awesome feeling. Like that right there is like, okay, yeah, we accomplished this goal, and now there's one more person that can go out there and conquer the world because they feel like they can nail their job. They can go in there and do what they need to do,
Mhm.
confidently. So yeah, I feel wonderful about that. It's awesome. Shoot.
Who would you say is your greatest influence right now?
Right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
it could be in business, it could be in the beauty industry. Who is your greatest influence right now?
I
Who do
have
you?
been I mean, as far as a great influence, I've always loved Flojo. Florence Griffith Joyner.
Wow. Okay, that's throwback right there. Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes.
that's
Like, I mean,
incredible.
she hit the track with style and grace all of her own. She dominated all on her own. Like, and she didn't compromise anything. All on her, like, Flojo. Flojo.
Okay.
I looked up to, and those who don't know Flojo, Florence Griffith Joyner.
Google her.
Look her up.
Google her.
Google her. Google her. That she should. Google her. Growing up, I hung on to my my grandmother's words, my mother's words, a lot of like my makeup and beauty tips came from really my mother, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her pretty self. Hey ma.
That's it's funny. Um, what would you say is the greatest um advice you've gotten so far, and what's the worst advice you've gotten so far?
Hmm. The worst advice that I don't even know about the worst advice. The greatest advice, the greatest lesson I learned was from my mother. And she said, if you got it, you don't have to flaunt it.
Mm, okay. Okay. That's what's up.
If you got it, you don't have to flaunt it. And when I was younger, it didn't make sense. Now that I'm older, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm,
It makes a
okay.
lot of sense. I don't even know about the worst advice. I don't even know. I had to come back to you on that one. I don't know about the worst advice. But the
Okay.
greatest advice is definitely that. You
Okay.
got it. You ain't got to flaunt it.
Right. My pastor said one time, um, you treat praise like when people talk about you or whatever in a good way. He said treat praise like perfume. He said admire the scent, but don't
Mm,
drink don't drink it because it's poison.
right.
Yeah. So that's something that I'm gonna keep using that because that is like the dopest analogy ever. Um,
Yeah, that is. That's dope. And I love perfume too.
right, right.
Yeah.
Um, and this question might sound like a silly question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Um, you're the way that you look, you're very striking, you're very attractive, right?
Thank you.
So how does that I got two questions about that. How important is that in the business that you do? Does it matter when it comes to attracting clientele, for instance? Does it matter? Does that matter? Do you think about do you think about your business when you look in the mirror? Like how connected is your appearance to the business that you're in? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes a difference. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It does make a difference to a degree
Okay.
because you could step into the salon right now and I may not look like this. I may have my hair tied up some type of a way or whatever. I may be wearing sweats. Who knows? And
Right.
know what type of work I bring. A lot of the times it's referrals. However, they do see when I'm out or if I am, if I post something on social media or something like that. Yeah, it makes a difference because they come right back into the salon, sit down in the chair and be like, hey, and so yeah, it does make a difference. It's definitely a
Kind of you
the really based off what you were saying earlier about what
freezing up.
It just takes over. Like I'm freezing up.
Yeah, you were freezing up. You froze up a couple times.
Oh,
So like, could you kind of
oh,
repeat?
I'm in the same.
You gotta repeat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the same. I'm in the same spot.
No, no, it's not. It's
Oh
not you.
no. Can you? Okay, okay.
You did. You
Technology.
did. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but no, they see it. Yeah, they see, the things that if they see me out or they see me, doing something or they see me on social media or whatever, oh, they'll remember that and they'll come right on in and start asking me questions and, asking me a beauty tip, a fashion tip, you know, you name it. Sometimes I get asked to if they want to do a photo shoot or something like that, and they'll ask me.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've had some of my clients come in popping their trunk and bringing out outfits and asking me to put stuff together for them because they about to do they going to an event or they doing a photo shoot or something like that. So yeah, it does help.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Yep.
is we were talking and kind of I was talking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and they brought up a term that I have never heard of up to that point. But they said pretty privilege. Is there such thing as pretty privilege?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I mean I don't know because you can be pretty and feel like you got privilege, but if you got an ugly soul, it ain't gonna make much of a difference.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact.
I mean that the outer appearance is one thing, but if you are an ugly individual, it don't make a difference if you was Beyonce's twin, it don't make a difference. At least in my opinion, it doesn't make a difference.
Mhm. Okay. Is there anybody is there a situation or is there a situation where that you would not do a person's hair or makeup or whatever? Is there ever a situation where you would say I can't do that or I won't do that?
Now you I was gonna say now you breaking up.
Oh, can okay. The question, you hear me? Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me? Hello? Uh-oh, got it frozen. Well, this is a let's take a walk, and I'm sitting here with Miss Frances Armstrong. We're having a little technical difficulties right now, but she is a business owner. She owns Salon 403 in Newport News, Virginia. Um, she is an entrepreneur. She has several hair products and skin products that she's promoting. We were going to get to that as soon as she comes back on. Um, but yeah, it's I it's so interesting to me um, just to have entrepreneurs on, especially when it comes to the beauty industry. It's so many layers to it, and nowadays everything is based off of off of the appearance, how good you look or how good you don't look. You know what I mean? There's uh a lot of stuff attached to that. She's back. She's back. Um, the question that I was asking you was um the pretty privilege. Uh, we were talking. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine about pretty privilege. Like there are certain things that quote unquote pretty people can do, that average and below average people cannot do. Um, and you kind of are connected to that because you like I said, you sculpt people. They come in and they like a ball of clay, and you work your magic, and they become something totally. I mean, if everything works out, they turn into something totally different in a positive way.
Hmm.
Um, so to me, that's a lot of power that you possess. Uh, because you have a lot of times you have people so self-esteem in your hand. That's crazy.
Yes, yes. And then, also, to piggyback on what I was saying earlier, and I was talking about the individual themselves, but, sometimes if, there are, situations where you can do the best that you can to help build their confidence. And if they aren't in that space to receive that, then, it doesn't matter what you do, they're still going to feel a certain type of way because that's just their self-esteem, their low self-esteem. And that's something that we can only do but so much
Right.
as hairstylists or makeup artists. You know what I mean? We can only do but so much. If their spirit is so low, it's only but so much that we can do our best. We can definitely try our best, but if if we can't, if we cannot make them happy, I mean, that because it happens, then hey, we done our best. As long as you can say that you've actually done your best,
Hmm.
then with every client that comes into that sits in your chair, then I mean, what more can you really do? I mean, you can keep trying, but how more can you really do if that person is just not if they're just not in that space, if you know what I'm saying,
Right.
then it's not too much really that they can go in there and do anything. They can go in there and have plastic surgery, get the hair done. They can do, change their whole entire body and all of that and still not be happy.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So it's only but so much that we can do. So, like I tell my kids, you always try your best. Always do your best.
Right.
No, if you can say that you have done your best, hey, I mean, what else can you really do? What else can you really say? You've tried your best.
Right. Tell me this. What's the biggest mistake that stylists make when they take on a customer, and what's the biggest mistake that the customer makes when they consider a stylist?
Mm. Respecting people's time.
Mm,
Respecting people's time on both ends.
okay.
Stop triple booking, double booking, and then on the client side, I mean, show up on time. Stylists, barbers, show up on time. Time management, respecting people's time.
Right. Right. Okay. Is there ever a situation where you won't do a person's hair, like where you won't style a person or what have you? Is there ever a situation where somebody has a situation and you're like, look, I'm not doing that. I can't do that, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, plenty of times. I mean, if it's out of my jurisdiction, I'm not going to sit over here and try to fake it till I make it type deal.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'll let you know. I'll be honest. Like, okay, this is not, something that I do. Like braids, for example. I'm not a braider. Don't be asking me doing no individual box braids or micro braids or what. No, that I'm not doing it. No, I can refer you to somebody that can do it, but I'm not doing it.
Right.
All money ain't good money.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So I mean, you in most businesses you hear the customer is always right. So if in particular, let's say for instance, somebody comes in and they say they want a certain style, but they just don't have either don't have enough hair, like their hair is not long enough, or maybe they haven't been taking care of their hair and it's like too damaged or whatever. What do you do? And yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
Tell them the truth. Just tell them the truth. I mean, there's a way to tell the truth and not be real funky about it. Like you just let them know. And if you are a student to your craft, you'll be able to articulate that.
Mhm.
You can say, okay, we may not be able to accomplish ABC. Perhaps maybe we can do DEF and maybe get close to this because what we have right now, XYZ, is just it's not gonna we're not gonna be able to accomplish that at that moment. I mean, you can give them options if there are any options, and then it's up to them whether or not they take it or not.
Got you. I got a good question for you. Okay, so now in recent years, right? You have the wigs are wigs and unit. I'm not sure the all the correct terms, but the wigs and the different hair pieces that women are wearing now, the extensions and all that. As a stylist, as a person who knows, her stuff, has that become is that a is that a positive change, or I'm trying to frame the question right. Like, has has it caused women to not take proper care of their natural hair? Have you found that with this new thing wave of like wigs and hair pieces and stuff like that, women have, particularly women of color, um, have you found that there has been a decline in the health of the hair, the actual hair, women's hair? Do they not? Do you find that they don't take care of their hair like they used to because of these? You know what I'm saying? Or is it not like that at all, or is it still the same?
I think it depends on the individual
Hmm.
because I deal with quite a bit of wigs and I make them.
Hmm.
So, but I make them for a different purpose. A lot of the time, some women are coming in getting these hair pieces and stuff because they may be suffering from a medical condition that is causing their hair to come out or
Hmm.
to thin out, or they may have an autoimmune condition like alopecia or something like that. So,
Hmm.
they may resort to things like hair wigs and other hair pieces and stuff like that. So to that degree, no. And then you have some that they just swear by the wigs. I mean, that's their thing. I mean, it's you know the just the thing of having something different and just changing up their style, changing up their look, or changing up hair color. Because sometimes having hair color, having a wig may be easier and it's definitely less invasive than coloring your own hair, especially if you're not going to take care of
Right,
your hair.
right. Well,
So
what I'm saying
I
is,
think,
not to cut you off, but what I'm saying is like
mhm,
outside of the people that may have medical issues, I'm talking about the regular
okay.
everyday young lady who says, you know what, I don't feel like doing my hair. I'm gonna throw a wig on, and she does that every single day. She's like, oh,
Hmm.
I don't feel like I'm gonna just put wigs on every day. She don't wash her
Hmm.
hair like she's supposed to. She don't comb it. She don't grease it or whatever, whatever term is used or whatever. Like, do you find that more prevalent now that wigs are becoming more popular and more stuff, like women are just kind of like I'm wearing this hat, they're wearing the wigs and kind of forsaking taking care of their natural hair.
So I guess what I think what you're saying is like, do I find that it's more people that are essentially replacing a wig as opposed to taking care of their actual hair?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, well, wigs are definitely popular. They are definitely popular, especially the more the commercial ones. So,
Yeah.
yeah, those are definitely popular as far as like taking care of their hair underneath. Again, I think that is based on the individual. Some
Mhm.
people, they still some people feel like, okay, it's important to still take care of the health of the hair underneath these wigs that they're wearing. And then you have some that's just, for lack of better terms, just lazy with it. They just want to throw a wig on and call it a day, you know. So I think honestly it just depends on the individual. As far as like as far as the health of the hair. Now, me personally, what I see coming in here, they care about the health of their hair. At least here in Salon 403, those that entertain wigs and stuff like that, they still want to make sure that they still got hair up underneath their hair. At least that's what I be preaching
Right.
to them. Like, okay, wearing these wigs is fun. Like, it's all well and good. I mean, hell, I wear them. Like if I want to sit up here and change something up, yeah, I'll sit up here and put on a wig or something like that. But I got hair underneath this too. I got a lot of hair actually.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think it really just depends on the individual, and I could just speak for the ones that come in here. Like a lot of them have hair, and then I have a lot of them that have a medical issue too. So it's just all in. Okay, this is like I just want to do this for a little bit, just like a switch up, and then they'll go back to their actual hair. Like at least the ones that I experience here.
Gotcha.
But I do see wigs are popular. I do see that, especially the ones that's hitting the back of the knees and stuff. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
see you, girl. I see you. But
What's the
hey,
what's the significance of Salon 403? What is that? Where does that name come
Salon 403 is so simple.
from?
It's my
Okay.
birthday,
Okay. April, is that what? April 3rd? Is that what it
April
is?
3rd. April
Got you.
3rd.
So you got one coming up then, huh?
I got one coming up. I
Okay.
wanted when I was prior to opening up, I was trying to think of something that was that was unique at the same time, like, you know, something that rolled off the tongue quick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't want anything like long and extravagant and all of that. It's simple, and even if you didn't, you know, remember salon, you might, say studio, whatever, but you're gonna remember numbers. You remember 403. You're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
So that's part of branding. You want
Got
something that they're gonna remember you by. Like they may not remember your name, but they remember 403.
got you. Got you. Got you. So if you could snap your fingers, right, and have it your
Mm,
way,
mm.
um, what would what would what would your business be at its peak? Like, what is the ultimate goal for Salon 403 and all your products?
Ooh, all of them take all of them had their own lane and they all be successful.
Okay. So like, would you want more Salon 403s in, say, other states, other countries even?
I don't know if I would do other Salon 403s. I don't know about that. Um what I would definitely do is make an extension of. So, venture out, like creating other brands. So
Okay.
Salon 403 is a brand. Ella Renee Cosmetics is a brand. Female Hair Care is a brand. All three of those, all successful, all on their own.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So let's briefly talk about some of these other products. FEMA. What's the story behind FEMA?
Female is the personification of renown. It's a Greek goddess of fame and renown. And I, um, you know, again thinking of names that just kind of like stood out. That okay, somebody's gonna ask, okay, well, exactly what is that? Like conversation pieces, sort of like 403 conversation piece. Um, it is. I wanted to create a natural hair care line that has actual natural hair care ingredients in it, and it was genuinely healthy for the hair. So it is heavily, the ingredients is heavy with natural ingredients. The ingredient list is relatively low. Um, Let me see. I can use it on. I can use some of the products on relaxed hair as well, and I do that all the time here at Salon 403. And natural hair, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what female is all about.
Okay.
Yep.
And your skincare products? Tell me about your skincare.
Yeah, my makeup line is Ella Renee Cosmetics. Ella Renee is my mother's name and my sister's middle name.
Okay. So
So named them after two of the most beautiful women I know, my mother and my sister.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Period. A lot of my beauty tips and stuff I learned with my mom, just sitting there, just watching her, putting her makeup on, getting ready to go to the club or wherever it is with her friends and stuff. And I'm just sitting there, just looking and, picked up some of that. So that's where that came from, just simply put.
Okay. So tell me this: what's the most common misconception you find that people have about you?
Ooh, the misconception about me, probably that I'm hard to reach.
Okay.
You know,
What do you,
I'm hard to reach. I'm
what do you
I'm right around
mean?
the corner.
Like, yo, you mean as far as contacting, getting in contact with you?
Or just contacting me, period. I mean, I've been in the public for, I've had a storefront for 18 years. That ain't hard to find.
Okay. What's the location of the shop? Nah, since you brought that up.
Oh, yes, I am here in Newport News off of Jefferson Avenue. I am 4 doors down from the IHOP right here on the strip. In the
Nice. Oh,
and like it's close to the city center around here.
gosh. Okay.
Mhm.
I know that area. We're in Hampton. I definitely know that area.
Mhm.
Um, I just have one more final question for you. It's a question that I ask all my guests. So I just want you to take a moment and think about it and give me the most honest and transparent answer that you can give me. And the question
Okay.
is this: what would have to happen in your life if it hasn't happened already for you to consider your life a success? What does success look like for you specifically?
Oh, that's not hard for me to answer. Success for me is the success of my sons.
Mm,
Seeing them thrive and take care of their own, and doing their best, succeeding at what it is that they do. Um, my boys. Yeah, the success of my kids. That I mean, I take being a mother seriously. And their success is theirs. But I feel like, their foundation, me being a mother, me being there, me being hands on with them seeing me build a business from the ground up. You know, I would like to feel like they have they feel like they can do it too. And they're influenced by that. So hopefully, that to me, my kids is good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't ask for much.
Okay. Okay.
I don't ask for
Um,
much.
if somebody wanted to get in touch with you about maybe possibly becoming a client, or maybe they want you to tell them about your skincare line or your hair care line or whatever, how would they get in touch with you?
Ooh, like I said, I'm not hard to find now. I mean, I'm approachable. You can find me here at Salon 403. The address is 11745 Jefferson Avenue, Unit 5. I'm online. You can find me. The salon is on Facebook, Salon 403 LLC, Instagram, same name. I'm on Instagram as well, Franny 403. It's FRANNI 403. They can go to the website, salon403.com. They can go to, um, well, if they're interested in products and stuff, they can go there as well. They can go to beauty403.com and purchase items and stuff. They can do that. But yeah, they can contact me, email, phone number. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, Miss Francis, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast. I know, like I said, I know you're super busy, and as you can see, guys, in the background, she is at the salon. She probably has not even been home yet. So
I
I
have
just
not.
so I want to thank you for taking a moment before you go back to the house, sit down with us, and I want to offer you an open invitation to come back on at any time. There's something that you want to promote, or maybe something you want to talk about, please let me know and we'll make it happen. We also do panels where we talk to professionals like yourself, and we discuss different topics like dating. We discuss beauty. We discuss business. We discuss current events. So I would love, for you to come on and kind of be a panelist and kind of weigh in on those things too as well.
Oh, I appreciate that. You sure you want me to? Come on there. You ready for that? No, I'm just playing.
Absolutely. 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 Because I
All
know
right,
you,
cool.
I know you would be something else. I know you would.
Ah.
But, but again, I thank you and I appreciate you. Is there
Yes, I
anything?
appreciate you.
No problem. Is there anything that you want to leave with the people before we sign off?
Oh man, to the entrepreneurs out there, it's like the ones who's just getting started. It's not gonna happen overnight. Don't let social media and these folks online fool you thinking that okay, I done made XYZ element of P in 2.2 seconds. It's not going to happen like that. It's not.
Right.
And you're gonna have a whole lot of naysayers before you have that one yes. Okay? Just keep going. Just keep going. If you truly believe in what it is that you are doing, it will make way. Your talent will make way for you. Just keep
Absolutely.
going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Um, and
absolutely.
again, I thank you. And I wish you much blessings on everything that you have going forward, even the things that you have not
Yes.
even conjured in your mind yet. I wish you much blessings on it. Um,
Thank you
I
so much.
absolutely. And I look forward to having you on, like I said, having you on again in the near future. Um, I would love to hear some of your insight on some stuff. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. I wish you a great
All
night.
right.
I wish you a great night and an awesome weekend. And we will definitely talk.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care,
Good night.
y'all. All right.
There you have it, man. Another awesome interview with another awesome guest. I want to shout out Miss Armstrong, Salon 403, Newport News, down from the IHOP, same same shopping center. Yo, she does it all, man. Check her out. Check out her page. Check out her products. Please support her. She is super dope. She's super dope person, dope personality. Um, I have never had my hair done by her, but I'm sure that she's amazing. I'm joking, but seriously though, she said something that was so powerful. She was talking about, if you have something that you do that you feel like is God given and you feel like it can make an impact on the world or your community, you definitely do it. You should definitely take that step out on faith and 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 go forth and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to say, they're gonna talk if you do, and they're gonna talk if you don't do. So you might as well do. So, just to piggyback off what she was saying, like I always tell you guys, if there's something that you feel like God is giving you to do, like if something that you dream about, that you can almost touch, you feel like you can touch it, step out, man. Even if you don't feel like you have everything that you need to come out, you got to do it. Like my pastor said one time, he said sometimes you got all the tools and all the weapons, but if you don't, you have all the weapons, but you don't have the ammunition until you get to the war. Like he was talking about David and Goliath. Like David had the slingshot, but he didn't get the rocks until he faced Goliath. He was walking around with a slingshot with no ammunition. But when it came time for him to fight Goliath, it says that he found some smooth stones. So sometimes you got to so that means you may not always have every resource, but you still got to show up because a lot of times your resource is in that place. And and ironically, you won't get to where you need to go, get the things that you need until you go forth into that war or into that challenge. And so that's why I encourage you guys to, step out, man. Do what you got to do. Write that script, start that business, write that song, um, get that job, that degree, whatever your it is, do it. you know, and that's that's pretty much it, man. I thank you guys for checking me out, checking us out. I thank you for watching and I thank you for the people who will watch the playback of this later on. I thank y'all in advance. And that's really it. You guys have a great night and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. um that being said, take a walk.